Howdy boys and gorillas, Jimmy Photon here again with another episode of Stupid Pedal Tricks. Today's attractive little device is based on the classic Klon Centaur, which is an incredibly expensive overdrive pedal. What makes the Klon so cool is it actually kind of splits your signal into a couple of different parts and overdrives and distorts each one separately. It's kind of like there's almost like a treble booster part and there's like a overdrive part. There's various versions out there, including well, of course, there's the real Klons, which are going for close to $2,000. And if you like a Klon, it's definitely worth it. They're not in production anymore, so you're only gonna have them if you get them either build them yourselves, or if you buy them on eBay. Unfortunately, the gentleman behind Klon kind of got screwed by people just reverse engineering his stuff. And I mean, I understand the need because I build things on other people's, ideas all the time. But I think it's just to make it a commercial venture, doing an exact clone is just kind of slime, But that's just me. That said, I have built the Sagittarian Charger, which has a permanent spot on my pedal board. And I put a boost on that was suggested by Barry from guitarpcb.com, actually, on a different project, which we're featuring today, which is called the MK1. It sounds a lot like the actual Klon pedal. The main difference is that this doesn't need a charge pump to run at 18 volts. Has a little bit less headroom, a little bit more distortion to it than the stock Klon does. Really nice pedal, fun build. It's tight, it's not something you want to do if you're not used to building pedals. But really nice sounding pedal. I have an example of it here. This one I'm actually calling Clone, which is just bad taste on my part. But what you have is, in this particular case, there's a little boost switch over here, over there. Yeah, that's it. Everything's backwards on the video, And I built that into the Sagittarian Charger that I keep on my pedal board as well. And what it does is it substitutes a 47K resistor for a 10K resistor. It gives this thing a serious kick in the ass. This one, I don't remember exactly what I did. It's a little more subtle than the Sagittarian Charger, but this is a freaking great sounding overdrive distortion pedal. Let's turn it on and see what it does. All right, I'm playing through today, instead of my usual cheesy ass piece of shit practice amp, I'm playing through my old Marshall 9001 rack system. Clear guitar, a little reverb. Bit of compression from the tubes. And of course, because it's me, it's not really that clean. Turn it up just a little bit. Gonna turn the MK1 so all the knobs are halfway, and so that the boost is off. I haven't used this pedal in a while, and it's running on a battery. The battery is probably a little low, so it's not going to sound quite as the way that it normally would. But straight guitar, Klon halfway up, or not Klon, MK1. Excuse me. See, it just kind of sweetens it a little bit. There's without. There's with. We'll try the same lick without it. Or close enough to the same lick. Nice sounding pedal. I like the volume up all the way. I just like this thing cranked. Sound and distortion, single coils. Very, very similar to the classic Klon. Centaur overdrive. But there's some key differences. Like I said, it doesn't need a charge pump. It doesn't need to run at 18 volts. Without the charge pumps are cool because what they do is it uses like capacitors basically in a little chip, and it cycles back and forth and takes a voltage and makes it into a positive and a negative, thereby doubling it somehow. I'm a hack. I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm a freaking third-rate blues guitar player from the Willimantic River Delta, so I can't really comment on exactly what the hell the things do. But what they do is they take whatever voltage you put in and put out roughly twice. The problem with these is that often you can hear the charge pump run because it's not above audible frequencies. So what happens is you get this like high-pitched whine that's ringing in the background. If I had a little bit more time today, I'd pull the Sagittarian charger off my pedal board and do a side-by-side comparison with the two. I found that grounding pin 6 or pin 7, I can't remember which, of the ICL 7660 charge pump and the Sagittarian charger seem to like knock out most of that noise in terms of the high-end hiss. But you got to jump through some hoops with it too. They're insanely microphonic in my opinion. It seems to pick up a fair amount of hash from like power lines and stuff. Yeah, because the original has so many freaking chips in it. Forget running it on a battery. You might get a set out of it with like a nice Duracell. You know, it's got to be run on power supply. This, however, from guitarpcb, you can run on a battery and you can get all. I mean, I've had the same battery in this thing for months, and it's still running. You know, which is a testament. It's a real nice PCB project. It sounds good. Of course, you know, Barry's boards are usually really well done. You can get them tinned, pre-tinned if you want, which makes it a little easier to solder. You're probably looking at about $40-50 for all the parts. But, I mean, what a tone. I mean, it's a very classic rock and roll tone. That's a bridge pickup on this thing. I'm going to turn the tone control down some so you can hear the sweep. Guitar up all the way. Tone control up about a third, about a half, and all the way. So you see, it's kind of like a treble booster and overdrive at the same time, which is a really nice thing to have. The way that Barry's kit works out also, you don't need to go and try and find an expensive dual 100K pot. You can actually get by using a 100K pot and a trimmer if you want to. I opted for the standard, you know, stacked pot thing, because you can actually dial in different amounts of overdrive. If you wanted to use a dual concentric 100K pot, if you could find one, you can actually dial in different amounts of overdrive between the highs and lows, which is just insanely cool. I'm going to turn it back up. I'm going to kick in the boost, which gives it a big kick in the ass end. I don't know if you can really hear it on the Jeezy video. You can hear my little dog Bella in the background barking away. People ask me, how do you get your guitar to bark like that? And I'm like, trade secret, never gonna tell. But anyways, that's with the bass boost on. Hear the difference? It's more nasal when it's stock. And when you get the boost in there, it gets nice, fat, thick lower mid-range. It's very useful for cutting through a dense mix. Of course, you got your volume, so you can go and set it to whatever volume you want. Bedroom volume, stage volume, and of course, you know, Jimi Photon volume. There's actually, I have too much compression going on in the rack, which is actually making the noise a little bit worse. But versatile and useful effects. It's got a different kind of tone than turn this thing off while I'm talking. It's got like a different kind of tone than like your usual tube screamer kind of thing or Boss Super Overdrive. Most overdrives that are on the market are all pretty much the same freaking circuit with a couple of component differences. This is unique. It was based in part on the Klon pedal, but what the gentlemen that were involved in developing this did was they stripped away all the bullshit and came up with a very useful, very simple, much easier to build, much easier to maintain, and great sounding pedal. So, anyways, again, in my opinion, not that my opinion counts for a whole lot, this is a really, really nice overdrive. The guitarpcb.com MK1. The board is cheap, shipping's affordable, and it's a small operation done by a couple of, freaks that like to make great sounding guitar pedals. They get some flack for, from some of the people in the do-it-yourself community that seem to feel that there's nothing in existence other than fuzz faces or tube screamers, but I am quite happy with the quality of the product. And I've used it. I've built several of their pedals now. I mean, I did the delay video recently, which was also on one of their boards. Worth checking out. If you got, if you want to build yourself one, you want to save some money, you can get a Sagittarian charger board on the internet, which is basically almost verbatim ripoff of the Klon. Or you can get this, which is similar but a unique circuit. And in my opinion, every bit as useful. Anyways, it's getting late, and I've got to get ready for a show tonight. So, as always, you got your stupid pedal, which doesn't hum anywhere near as bad when it's not right next to my freaking computer. Okay, the guitarpcb MK1, great pedal. Listen to that thing hum. It doesn't do that other than when it's right next to the goddamn computer. Gotta love it. I guess it's time to put this in an actual Hammond box instead of one of these cheap-ass sheet metal things. So I'm going to turn it off. You got the stupid pedal. Telecaster today. I'm Big Jimi Photon. Thanks for your time. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Stupid Pedal Tricks. And as always, peace.